Hi, everybody. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thank you for joining us today. It is January 12th, 6 p.m. Pacific time, and we're doing our regular Q&A where we take your general educational-based questions about U.S. immigration, and I answer you. I'm an immigration attorney, doing this for over 10 years, 10, 12 years. Taught at law schools, have guides and books and courses for immigration lawyers and customers, and just love doing this and helping people come to the United States and figure it all out. If you want to contact my office, just email me at info@jqqlaw.com. And I'm all over the social media places. Just put my name or my firm's name in, you'll find it. Two notes. One is we have an ultimate marriage green card guide, a free guide that breaks down the whole process for marriage and fiance cases. So it's going to help you a lot. Just download it at marriageimmigrationlaw.com. And secondly, very importantly, we have 3 free consultations. We give away 15 minutes, no cost. All you got to do is like and subscribe wherever you're watching this. And the 10-minute mark, the 20-minute mark, and the 30-minute mark will announce the winner. All you got to do is like, subscribe, write consultation. My wonderful assistant, Kayla, will name that person me at every 10 minutes, and we'll do that. So with that, let's get the show started. All right, everybody, as we're tuning in and the questions are rolling in, I want to thank everybody. We just have so many people contacting me. I have people who have been watching the show for a year, and after a year, they schedule a consultation. So it's amazing to know that this is connected with somebody so much and so close that you guys stay tuned for this long and connect me. And I'm so glad I can help you out and guide you on the process, because it is confusing. The way they design this whole system doesn't make much sense at times, very politicized. The shutdowns between the travel bans and the COVID shutdowns have caused massive delays. And when regards to the embassy system, I mean, it's just like that. We don't really know what's going to happen. Within the U.S., it's gotten much better. We're getting receipt notices faster. We're getting appointment notices for fingerprinting, biometrics faster. Even appointments in many field offices have gone faster. Those some still take a long time. But yeah, we're just doing our best to at least on our part make the case as clean as possible to avoid further delays. Speaking about delays, we got our first question. Yves Elisman asks, after I filed the I-485 based marriage, it's been 27 months, more than 2 years, no scheduled interview. I filed a lawsuit last. When can I expect update on my case? I'm not sure, your sentence isn't complete. Did you file a lawsuit? There is no expected update on the case, even with a lawsuit. 27 months, I would still probably wait a couple more months. It really depends on your local office. I've had 1 or 2 cases over the years, or last like 3 years, 4 years that had that, and they just worked out. They just lost the file. But if your question isn't fully clear, Yvette, so I can't answer the whole thing, but there are no expectations as to when your interview is going to happen. At the end of the day, it's up to them and what they do. But I wish the best. Hopefully you get that, because it is very frustrating having to wait for that interview. On the bright side, though, is your marriage is probably longer than 2 years now, so that when you do have an interview, you'll get a 10-year green card. Next question, Deco asks, when do you expect the visa bulletin to start moving in F1 U.S. citizen? Deco, I don't have any expectations. We'll deal with that when it comes. Vlogman Singh travel, it says travel documents. What about travel documents? You guys got to write full questions here. I can't just guess. Travel document is not a full term. I can't answer that. But thanks for watching the show. Please just redo your question and submit it. Love on our regulars asked, I went to my interview Monday, 221G, form white, and after I looked at the case, it said refusal. Is that a bad thing or a good thing? They gave me back all my documents and my passport and told me to call USCIS. Well, that's not good. The 221G letter is a letter that just says a refusal, and refusal doesn't mean denied necessarily. But if they told you to call USCIS, that doesn't make any sense. You really need to consult with immigration as soon as possible before the case gets sent back to USCIS, because if they returned to USCIS, they probably didn't think the marriage was real, the relationship was real, or something like that. And that means you got to restart the process, and hopefully they haven't accused you of fraud or something like that. So it's really serious. Regularly, 221G just means that they need to think about it. You're in administrative processing. But again, if they said contact USCIS, I don't know. I'd have to see what's actually written there. You try contacting the embassy and asking specifically what's going on with the case. But that doesn't sound good, I'm sorry to say. Vlogma follows up. How much time does it take to reschedule an asylum interview date? It's already been 10 months waiting, sir. There is no timetable. Asylum cases are super backed up. So if you lose your spot and you need to reschedule, it's whenever they have a new time, which it's not clear when it'll be. There's a lot of asylum cases that are pending years, and I wouldn't put it past that to happen again, unfortunately. You really don't want to reschedule your asylum case if you have one, because it's not clear when you're going to get another one. The asylum is one of the worst back stuff. The number of asylum cases in the last 10 years that have been filed have like quadrupled and quintupled. And it's like the numbers are astronomical when it comes to how many asylum cases have been pending. And so they just don't have enough people to go around to be interviewing people filing for asylum cases. So if you get your interview time, you got to get it and stick with it, or else you're going to be out of luck. Like stuff like this is going to happen, unfortunately. Jeremy Brash, colleague says, hi, if a parent applied for a child's immigrant visa, but it takes a long time, is it advisable for the child to apply for B2? Well, they can, it depends. I mean, it's not advisable or unadvisable. If someone wants to visit the United States, they could apply for a B2 tourist visa and they could come in and for tourist purposes. They may get denied, they may get approved. But the key is that everything in the paperwork is truthful. There's no lying or something like that, which I don't see. You wouldn't intentionally do that, but sometimes clients don't fill out the application forms properly, and a mistake, it gets misconstrued as a lie, and that becomes a headache. So you want to be careful about that, but they could always give it a shot, have a good reason, and as long as the consular officer doesn't think that there's immigrant intent, then it could be approved. But the only downside would be, one, is wasting the money and going to the interview and getting denied, and secondly is if you don't complete the forms accurately, it coming back to bite you later on when you're doing the immigrant visa. So as long as you just keep it clean and answer things properly, you give it a shot if you don't mind paying for it. But it's not advisable or unadvisable. It's whatever you want to do. Even if they get the tourist visa when they enter the U.S., but like at the airport, they could still not let the child in. You know, it just depends on the facts. If they have a return ticket, do they have life back home? If they believe the parents and the child that they're not intending to stay here, they're going to go back home. All these go into play. But overall, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Depends on the facts. I don't know all the facts, but I wouldn't be too worried about that kind of situation. Elias says, the USCIS received my RFE on August 31st, and so far the case has not been updated. Any recommendations? No, there's not much you can do. I mean, you could maybe contact USCIS, ask for a delay. You can get a congressional rep involved. But, you know, 4 or 5 months, it happens. Probably wait another month. But unfortunately, there's a lot of these delays that don't have timetables. Sometimes I don't like pushing them when we don't have a good case or there's issues. And sometimes it just takes a while to do this kind of stuff. So I don't have any other guidance on that, especially because I haven't seen what the RFE is and how strong your case was and all that kind of stuff. But I've had cases that are really strong. We send the RFE response in, and it just takes them forever to do anything about it. It's really frustrating. So Facebook says, hello to you too. And one of Nagan's wives has asked, the vaccines that you have to show for the green card, can it be just a signature with a date? What if it's too old and doesn't have a stamp or a vaccine sticker? So when you apply for an immigrant visa, whether at the embassy or in the US, you got to do a medical checkup and get certain vaccines done. If you already have vaccines in the past, you can bring that evidence. If the doctor is satisfied that the evidence is proper, they can say, well, this person has the vaccine, so they don't need to do it anymore. It's not up to me. It's not even up to USCIS, really. It's up to the doctor. And so it depends on what the doctor wants to do. I tell clients, if you have good documentation, take it. Most of the time, people lose them or they don't have all of them. But it depends on the doctor. Some doctors say, listen, I'm just not going to accept it. You have to get new ones. And some will be more easygoing about it. That's really what it comes down to. So they get what you can, take it, and hopefully you don't have to get a bunch of vaccines all over again. That could be a mess. So the vaccine situation is something that's really popped up because COVID-19 vaccine is part of the requirements. Now, if you're going to apply for a U.S. visa or a U.S. immigrant visa, green card visa at the embassy in the United States, and it's really hard to back out on it. There are people who are able to, for religious or moral grounds, get waivers of it, but it's not an easy thing. I'm not optimistic it's going to work out unless you got a really good religious case. But you got a shot if it's really important for you, but be prepared. They might just say no, and then you'll have to get it if you want to get the visa. Next question, Nini Kisa asks, expedited approved. All right, it's currently being actively reviewed. How long would this take? Anything I can do to rush it? I-130. At this point, if your expedited is approved, that means they're willing to look at it in expedited fashion. I usually wait 30 days after that happens, maybe 30, 35 days. I've always had it done. But it's not clear. This is an opaque system that's not transparent, and we don't know what's going on. But probably a month after your expedited is approved, that would be a general timeline to wait for. Not much else you can do about that. 29 Super C, one of our regulars. Good to see you. Hi, Attorney Kasravi. Hope you're doing well. Good. Well, thank you. I saw a couple of your short videos and it's well structured. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. So everyone who's watching this on YouTube, let you know we take clips of this and put them not only on YouTube, but on what is it, Instagram stories and all that kind of stuff, and reels. And also we have TikTok, different videos we do, but we're on LinkedIn's page as well, and Facebook. So there's clips of stuff anywhere. Instagram is probably the best place to catch it. And you can get copies of approval notices office gets, and it kind of gives you an idea. I'm talking really fast. I got to slow it down. But if you look on Instagram, we post approval notices, so you see the time that we filed the case and the time that it was approved. And that'll give you an idea of what's going on, and also write the service center. So if you have an I-130 pending, you can compare it. Although you shouldn't compare cases because it's all so random and unreliable. We never know what's going on. So next question, Monterey Films. Good seeing you, 20. Monterey Films asked, me and wife USC filed concurrently for adjustment of status on September 1st, 2021. USCIS sent us RFE asking for more docs to prove bona fide marriage. Oh, wow. They rarely do that for adjustment case, asking for more bona fides when you're going to adjust. That's not good. We responded, case updated in 2 days to review. Does RFE delay I-65? I've had colleagues tell me that getting an RFE on the basic adjustment causes delays in the I-765. I don't have any proof of it, but it's possible. But I-765 is delayed anyways already. So I don't know which field office you're applying for, but it's possible. I don't have an exact answer. I was never able to confirm that if you get an RFE, whether that's going to delay the I-765. But I've had one of my good friends who's an attorney said that that's the case, but I don't have anything official to go by. But getting an RFE for bona fides and an adjustment case, that's a rare phenomenon. So I would need to see what has happened in that case. Either you just filed it really bad, or more likely the officer is just being difficult in some fashion. Because at the end of the day, they're going to interview you in person on the bona fides, or to go and talk with them. So for them to like ask for now just on that, that's kind of unheard of. But it is what it is. Cardizu says, I've called 4 times to USCIS to request an expedite on behalf of my husband since November 29, 2021. Still no reply. Yeah, I just did a video on TikTok, and I'm going to record a video on YouTube and stuff. Check it out, Immigration Lawyer John on TikTok. You got to follow up on these expedites, and it depends on the reason. You should get some sort of formal notice that says either your expedite was approved or was denied and stuff. So that should happen. But I don't know the facts of your case and what you did, but unfortunately that's the case. If it's really something important and you really need them to come, you have a good reason, you should just contact your local congressperson or senator and ask them for guidance. Okay, so we want to name off the winner of our raffle, Elias Sevilla, who talked about the RFE. If you'd like to schedule a private consultation, take a screenshot of wherever you're watching this and email it to me so I know it's your username, and you get a free 15-minute video consultation. The email is info@jqqlaw.com. Whereas new, just tuning in, we give away free video consultation raffles. All you got to do is like and subscribe wherever you're watching this and write consultation. My wonderful assistant, Kayla, will name a person in 10 minutes and then another 10 minutes and 20 minutes. So we get 2 more to give away. The first one just went out to Elias Sevilla. Elias Sevilla. I'm going to make sure I pronounce your name right. I apologize if I'm not. But hope you look forward to talking with you, have a chat about what's going on in your case in a private setting. Jordan A350, one of our regulars, good to see you. Hey, Terry John, can a U.S. citizen who is a sister file for her brother, including spouse and child, or only her brother, then potential brother file for the unmarried children 21? No, it's good and bad. So a U.S. citizen can apply for their siblings, F4 category, and with that, what's included is a spouse and minor children. So there are age-out possibilities if they get too old. So that exists there. And it's a realistic possibility because it takes like 15, 20 years for an average case like this to be approved. So if the kid is older than 10, then it becomes a problem. But there's a law called the Child Status Protection Act that can potentially help them. I won't get into that there here now, but I've got a ton of videos on YouTube. If you just type in CSPA, Child Status Protection Act, and JQK Law, you catch it there. But they're all included together. If for some reason you file for a brother or sister, and the spouse will definitely be in it as long as they're still married, and the children don't, then when that brother or sister gets their green card, they could turn around and file for the children if the children are single. But that's going to still take another, 7 to 8 years. So hopefully that's not the case. It doesn't happen. They have to stay single, and that's a whole mess there. But as long as the children are young enough, then yeah, the whole family, the whole sibling, nephew, nieces, all that stuff will come in together. Mississippi Mr. asks, I submitted my I-130 as a petition for alias relative, a family member, along with the adjustment of status for my 485 and work permit on 765 last week, Monday through mail. What is the estimated time I'll get my biometrics and work permit and social security number? Social security number, unknown. Work permit, 10 months. Biometrics, recently have been coming like immediately, but it could be longer. So there's no estimates. It could be anything really, but in the last 30 days, biometrics have been coming immediately. Work permits typically 10 months, but every day it's different. So I know you want to have timelines, you want to get an idea of what to do, but there's no reliable timelines. We had a question that came up on the first question of the show. This person's waiting 24 months, or how many months was it? Let me go back. 27 months from adjustment of status based on marriage. So it's not a reliable system. So I don't like talking about timelines because of that. Ahmad, one of our regulars, says, John helped me to apply for marriage-based green card. We completed required forms with sufficient support documents. I got my green card in 207 days. Wow, congratulations, Ahmad. 207 days. Let's do the math on that. 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 210. 7 months. What field office? That's wonderful. So 7 months, perfect timeline to get everything done. Congratulations, Ahmad. Ahmad Razai, it's wonderful news. It's just wonderful news. I'm so happy and that you're able to do that. If you had time, leave a 5-star review on Google. It's always appreciated. Just type in JQK Law. You might have done it already. I can't remember, but I appreciate it if you haven't. Do it again or do another. Who knows? But JQK Law, 5-star review. You don't have to write anything either. Just say 5 stars. It helps the business out. But more importantly, congratulations on getting the green card. That's a big deal to get that step out of the way. And congratulations on being married too. Thanks for sharing the information. Let's see. Hi, Mississippi Mr. asks, hi, John. Thanks for the great videos and the content. I'm submitting my I-130 along with adjustment status. I think we already asked this on repeat question. Yes, repeat question. Sorry. Monterey Films asks, in the RFP, USCIS sent us for adjustment of status. They asked for documents that we already sent to prove bona fide marriage, like bills, loans, bank documents. We resent those as USCIS lose documents. This is a great point you make. It's the most frustrating thing. It's very embarrassing too, because like when I send a case in, 1 out of 10 times USCIS comes back and says we didn't send them what we needed to send, and we send like 100 pages of documents, and the client's like they start to disbelieve me, like, did you send this? Why would USCIS? They're a government organization. They must be so organized. Why would they say we didn't send something when we actually did? That's really annoying. They lose stuff all the time. And it's really frustrating because like you send the documents, and when they send you an RFP, it's going to delay things inevitably. And then sometimes you're worried, like, well, why are they saying this? What the worst is for me is removal of conditions. So when you file for the green card based on marriage and you get the 2-year green card because your marriage is new instead of a 10-year green card, 2 years after getting the green card, you have to file another application from I-751. And, we dump all these documents in there. And sometimes come back saying we didn't send anything, and you're like, well, I don't want to get denied or something like that. And you have to redo everything and try to find more stuff and just try to make it really clear. It's just really frustrating, frankly. But that's the situation. I hate it when they do this, when we sent documents and they say we didn't, and it's happening more and more frequently. So it's a crazy affair that we're dealing with, but that does happen. But again, typically they don't send an RFP for it. They just go to the interview and you show it in person. For the service center, the central location, to send an RFP on that, really bizarre if you didn't do an interview. So I'm not sure what's going on, but that's the thing, is I wouldn't expect something like that to happen, but it happens. In immigration, you see every single thing happen, opposite of things you expect. And that's why it's hard to really predict a lot of times, even when you have a clean day. 29 Super C says, well done, 207 days, green card's awesome. Yep, definitely is. Marco asks, sir, I'm a U.S. citizen. How long will it take to bring my wife? I don't know. It depends on your wife's background, what country they're from, if the embassy is processing quickly or not, if they want to be slow about it or not. Hopefully 1 to 2 years. That's an average, but it could be longer. That's something you have to deal with. But download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. It gives you a lot of this information to break down the forms, paperwork. Go to marriageimmigrationlaw.com and download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide. It's a free guide that really breaks down all this stuff and give you a lot of good advice. And I got videos that break down the process and timelines under typical circumstances. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we have random shutdowns and people don't go to work, so they cancel interviews, all that kind of stuff that happens in our daily lives. It happens at the U.S. embassies and USCIS offices too. So what you expect will be fast, could be slow. And she's from Ethiopia. Expect much more delays. I think Ethiopia is going to war right now, northern neighbor, something like that. That always causes more issues with the embassies. They're more skeptical about those kind of cases in Africa and the Middle East and stuff like that. They're more difficult. South Asia, Southeast, everywhere they're difficult. It's just maybe if you're in Australia or France or something, it might be a little bit less, not much. But it's not really about. Although personally, yeah, in your relationship, it's all about time and you want it faster. But we just want to make sure it gets done. So it's more important that you just do a clean case and you're prepared more than the time, because we have no control of the time and it's just bad news. So you just got to be prepared to go and pay for flights to visit and vacation with your spouse while the case is pending. Focus on that and just to do a good, clean job with your case to avoid any denials or RFPs that could prolong it on your end. The best you could do is clean up on your end, be fast. And this whole month, the month of January, I have a special campaign that's just talking about expediting marriage cases. So in the first week of January, I talked about the K3 visa. I have a ton of videos out about that. I have a long form video that breaks down the whole process. It's being edited right now. Hopefully it'll be out soon. This week, I'm talking about expediting through USCIS, and I got the TikToks and Reels, and I'm writing a LinkedIn article and all this kind of stuff. You can see that as well. And then next week, we're going to talk about Department of State expedites, but definitely check out all this content, social media pages for JQK Law and Immigration Lawyer John is a TikTok page. You're going to find a lot of stuff there that's going to help you out. I probably got a lot of new viewers from it. Monterey Films, I'm going to take your question right now. Monterey asks, I have some question regarding my adjustment of status. My wife filed ourselves a complimentary consultation will mean a lot. Okay, Monterey, a 15-minute video consultation it is. Just take a screenshot of wherever you're watching this so I know it's really you, not some other person. Email it to me at info@jqqlaw.com, and I'll schedule a 15-minute call, chat by video, so I can just do a review and talk with you about what's going on with your case. I'm sure that'll be helpful. Marco says, yes, sir, there's a war. Can I ask a special question to bring because of the war? You can always give all this a shot. I mean, when you have humanitarian situations, you make the request. It's one of those things when you're playing basketball, if you don't shoot, you're not going to make it. So if you have facts on it, you can break it down, you can give it a shot. But frankly, based on what we're seeing with the Afghanistan situation, which was like just wild and crazy and sad, and how they're treating those cases, I'm not optimistic that war by itself will be enough, but it's worth a shot. I mean, just say this person's life's at risk, and maybe you get proof, maybe not, but at least you gave it a shot. So that's going to be really important. Wish you the best. A horrible situation. Teresa says, hello, sir. Hello to you. Thank you, Teresa. Monitors, thank you so much. You're the best. We filed based on your videos. Emailing you now. Wow, wonderful. I'm so glad about the help. Just that's what we're here for. God bless you. Billy G asks, hi, I just received my EAD. So what's next, please? You just wait for your interview. If you got an employment authorization document, that's a work permit. If you got it based on adjustment of status and your adjustment of status interview or approval has not happened, I'm not sure if your case needs approval. I don't have enough information. Then just wait for that, and hopefully it gets approved. That's about it. But there might be more stuff. I don't know the details of your case. Teresa asks, did marital status of unmarried child denies his visa under F4 category? Yeah, if you're going to be a dependent on a case, then you're going to not be dependent anymore. If you're married, you got to stay single. If you're F3, F4 category child, all this kind of stuff, you get married. You have to be a minor, unmarried minor to be a dependent. So that's not good if they get married. Marcos, thank you very much, sir. You're welcome. Billy G says, thank you. And so this is something I would go back to the question by Teresa that really messed up a lot of people. When you are a minor in immigration, if you get married, that really ruins your case. Or if you're an unmarried child and you have what's called an F2B category case, a green card filing for an adult above 21 age child, if you get married, that destroys the case. So it really is disastrous if you are, the foreign person who wants to get a green card, and then you can't get married. You might be in love, you might be engaged, and you got to keep the engagement open for who knows how long until you could get married, because after getting the green card, I'm actually going to do a special on this. We're going to talk about this, but the famous singer Bob Marley, his mother applied for his green card, F2B category. And then when he went to his immigrant visa interview, they saw that he had just gotten married. And they said, well, you can't get the visa now because you're married. Your mother has a green card holder. Your category cancels out if you got married. So Bob Marley was not able to get his green card when he initially filed it, or his family filed it, and he was forced to stay in Jamaica. Now, if he had gotten his green card, he would have came to the U.S. and worked at a hotel or something, which was his goal. And who knows what would happen to the history of the world, what would happen in my life. Bob Marley is one of my favorite singers for people in the world. But he went back to Jamaica and became, is what he became. So, life works in weird ways. Prince America asks, how many times can I extend our license without work permit? That depends on your state and local requirements. In California, you don't need work permits extended. There's a special rule, but that just depends on the DMV with whatever they want to do. Those ask, I'm on a B2 right now as a tourist visa. My boyfriend wants to petition for me, but he's a green card holder. Is it possible to find concurrent right now? Yes, right now, green card holders who get married can file concurrently. It's been like that for a year and a half, maybe 2 years now. But you should talk with a lawyer to plan it out. If you want to get a strategy on it, go download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com or schedule a full-on consultation. There's a fee for it, but email me at info@jqqlaw.com and we can discuss to see what's appropriate in your case and what problems could exist. You don't always want to file for adjustment on a B2 because you don't want to think that that was your intent when you came in to actually file for the green card. So you want to look at the facts and be able to answer those properly, so you avoid those kind of issues. Carol Blackbeard asks, my friend lives in Fort Lauderdale and waiting since 2018 for a green card. So I don't know what kind of green card they're applying for. 3 years is a long time. Florida shouldn't be taking that long. But yeah, these delays are out of control. Omar Kalsim asks, any updates from the National Visa Center about scheduling interviews at the embassy in Abu Dhabi for Iraqis? No updates that I know of. And it's just Middle Eastern cases from Turkey, Armenia, Abu Dhabi for a visa. All these are slow. So you can always try to contact the embassy, try to remind them. Maybe they have news, but no news that I know of that is helpful. Unfortunately, it's the name of the game. Everything's taking forever. It's very sad, very unnecessary. They got to be able to open up and process this kind of stuff, kind of. But that's the situation that we're seeing. Carol follows up. How about someone getting two work permit applications for a 3-1 and still waiting since January? I don't know what that question is saying, Carol. I'm sorry. I'm not sure what you mean by getting 2 work permit, apply for 3. That doesn't make sense to me. Marcos asks, important document for my wife, please, to show real marriage. Well, I've done a lot of videos on this. Just type in JK Law, bona fide documents, marriage documents. Download the Ultimate Marriage Green Card Guide at marriageimmigrationlaw.com. There's a lot of documents that I could list there. I'm kind of losing my voice, so we're gonna be ending the show. I've been yelling too much. I'm in a room by myself. I don't know. You guys are far. I don't see you, so I'm like yelling to trying to get to you. Can you hear me? But you can't. But there's no one here giving reaction to me other than the video of myself, and so I can't tell. And I start yelling. I do this during consultations too, and it kills my throat. I got to calm it down, but it's how it is. What it is. Marco says, okay. Daniel asks, what are the chances of getting a religious vaccine exemption approved? I don't know. How really religious are you? What religion are you? Because it's like, if you're Catholic, all these Catholics are getting, vaccines. So how are you going to argue that? So it's not about chances, it's about the facts of your case, how you can back it up, and which officer you get. It's in their discretion. So if you want to do it, you got to do it and make the request. But this isn't about chances. It's about doing. It's not I can't. It just doesn't work that way. I can't answer that kind of question. But you just got to work with the facts and see what happens. Marcos asks, important dog. We already answered that. Caroline says she's waiting for green card. Carol, your questions are I can't put them all together, so I can help you with that. Earth Strong says, I'm filing for my mother from Jamaica, and her middle name is missing from her birth certificate, but is on mine. Should I get her birth certificate amended? I mean, middle names don't matter that much, just listed as other names used. I'm afraid if you amend your birth certificate, you'll lose the old one, which you don't want to do. Or they issue a new one and they say register at this later date because problematic. It is too case specific. I can't advise you on that. I need to see it myself and think about it, ponder about it the best way. It's just not something I could advise on in this general format here. I don't want to give the wrong advice. I need to see the documents myself, talk with your mother about why her middle name is different, if she applied for previous visa applications, she listed or not. There's just a lot of information I need to get before I give like case specific information on that. 29 Super C asks, Happy New Year. Happy to hear you well. You need some honey and lime to cure that throat problem. I do. I'm going to have some as soon as I go. I have a nice lemon tree that we grow and where I live in Southern California, and this area is like just lemons and trees and orange trees. And luckily I have 2 lemon trees and 2 orange trees. And so we have overabundance, thank the Lord. And we're going to be eating that. But as soon as I get off the show and I stop yelling like this, I'll be okay. But I'm just yelling like a madman here. My family's in the other room saying, why is this guy yelling so much? He's talking to himself. Then I just kidding. They know it's the show. But I appreciate that, 29 Super C. And we'll take our last question. Is it advisable to hire an attorney after we file for adjustment status, get help with our fees, reviewing cases, and prepare for the interview? How much do you cost with your firm approximately? I can't talk about costs, so you can schedule a paid consultation first to talk about it. It's always good to have a lawyer. I don't typically like to get involved in cases if I didn't start myself. It does come a little more expensive at times because it turns into an hourly kind of thing instead of a fixed fee. Because usually when people file themselves, frankly, they have things that they got to fix. And then one is it takes time to fix it. And then also it's already in the system, so USCIS looks at it negatively. And then we have an uphill battle. Probably okay. I don't want to scare you or anything like that. But we just have to have initial consultation. Email me and we're going to have a call anyway, so we'll talk about that there. It's 29 Super Season. Yes, lemons would help. Hello, Mr. Strawberry. Yeah, no limes here, but we have lemons, and they're really delicious lemons. You can eat them like oranges. I'm not sure. I have a name. Forgot what it's called. But I guess that's it for today. Thank you, everybody. I think we had a winner. Who was the winner? This is Doza. You got a free video. I hope you're still on the line. This is Doza. Just take a screenshot of wherever you're watching this and email me at info@jqqlaw.com. And so I know is your screen name. And, we'll have a free video consultation, take it from there. And Tahami, I guess we got two questions. No more questions about these two. Weeping Willow says, is an I-407 required if the green card expired 10 years ago? If you want to reapply for a new green card, it's better that you do it nowadays. Before, I wouldn't bother, but it's better you do it. I-407 is a record of abandonment to officially give away your green card. But I don't want to give individual advice because sometimes it's a bad idea to do it. So I need to know where you've been, why you're at, why you want to file that. Are you going to be filing for a new visa? I need to know the whole story before I give a unique answer, individual answer to that. And Tahami asks, do ASAP still work, get work authorization faster in Asylum? Yes, they haven't stopped that to my knowledge. And 29 Super Seas, have a good night. Mr. Kosari, great weekend ahead. You too. God bless you. And Island Horses says, TQ VM John. Thank you. I'm not sure TVM, but probably some sort of thank you thing. I appreciate that. All right, everybody. God bless. Be safe. And I'll see you all next week, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, just like we've been doing it for 2 years. It used to be 5 p.m. and now it's 6 p.m. Pacific. That's the only difference. And really love having you all on. Thank you for all the great questions. Bye-bye.